Thanksgiving turned dark when a hidden letter shattered our family's warmth. Calla, 62, faces buried secrets in a Camden home where pies scent masks bitter truths. Can forgiveness mend broken bonds in this emotional family story? Family secrets exposed, empathy rises. Watch to heal with us. Back in the dining room, I pause, plates in hand. Vesper, you need anything I ask? Voice low testing. She meets my eyes, a flicker of something fear. Just you here, she says. But it's not enough. I sit the letter a weight in my pocket. My thoughts spiral, secrets have fractured us. Haven't they? I've been gone too long, fishing boats and regrets, my only company. Can honesty pull us back? I want to ask her now, but the words stick. Dialogue might crack this open, but I'm afraid of what I'll find. What's she hiding? I whisper to myself, heart racing, as the family gathers, unaware of the storm brewing inside me. I need to know, but the truth feels like a wave I might not survive. Have I failed them all these years, chasing ghosts on the water? I think staring at the flickering candles, honesty could mend us, but first I need courage. This Thanksgiving I'll find it or lose them for good. The oak table in our Camden home glows under candlelight, a Thanksgiving spread of golden turkey crimson cranberry sauce and steaming mashed potatoes. The scent of pumpkin spice drifts from candles, mingling with the sea's salty tang outside. Macy's parade blares on the TV, a cheerful hum beneath the clink of forks. I, Calla Holt, sit at the head, my fisherman's hands gripping a carving knife, but my heart's heavy. Vesper's letter burns in my pocket, its secret unspoken. The family's here. Vesper, Callista Torin, but we're strangers, smiles forced like the motif of a fading song. They've carried so much alone. I think monologue heavy. My absence built walls, but honesty's tearing them down. Loneliness lifts a senior's dream of connection blooming. The TV's cheers fade, pie shared in quiet bites. Can we be whole? I reflect heart steady. Honesty's rebuilt trust, a foundation for love. Are we whole again? I ask the cliffhanger, soft my eyes searching theirs. Callista's nod. Torin's grip. Vesper's smile. They're my answer. The sea hums the table a haven. I've got work to do, but we're starting anew together. The dining room in our Camden home glows with evening warmth. The oak table, a haven strewn with cranberry-stained cloths and pie crumbs, a U.S. Thanksgiving heartbeat. Holiday lights twinkle outside, mirroring the sea's gentle hum. The TV's off, football cheers gone, replaced by a soft playlist's hope. I, Calla Holt, 62, stand by the table, my fisherman's heart full. Vesper's cancer, Callista's divorce. Torin's resentment, our truths bared in the confrontation, have knit us closer. The families reunited, sharing stories, laughter and tears, the motif of smiles reborn. Pass the pie, Dad Torin says, his artist's grin-wide eyes bright. I slide it over my hands, steady carving a slice. Got enough? I ask, voice warm. Callista 35 nods, her nurse's tension gone, her laugh a melody. Vesper 60 leans in, her face soft despite her fight. I fire up Zoom, and this time it works. Grandkids' faces beam, a tech struggle conquered. Look at you, Grandpa, they cheer, and I grin, heart soaring. The action of hugs and clinking glasses fills the room, a signature emotional moment as we raise a toast to resilience, our glasses touching with a clear ring, sealing our bond. To us, Vesper says, her voice, steady, eyes glistening. No more secrets. To family, I add tears, brimming the dialogue, a vow. Sadness lingers Vesper's battle. My years lost, but hope surges, a tide of love. Loneliness vanishes, a senior's dream of connection fulfilled. The table, a symbolic object of unity, holds us its scars, part of our story. We're whole despite the cracks. I think monologue a quiet wave. My absence hurt them, but reconciliations healed us. I've learned to stay to love. The sea hums the playlist's chords, a promise. Can I keep this? I reflect, heart light. Family bonds endure, a truth I'll carry forward. Share your story. I say to the grandkids, the call to action bold, urging others to find their truth. Callista laughs. Torin sketches us. Vesper squeezes my hand. The room's alive, the sea's song a benediction. Love's resilience is our legacy. I reflect, smiling. We're not perfect, but we're together, and that's enough. The table shines, and I know we'll face tomorrow, side by side. Our family's toast rings in my heart, a Thanksgiving vow of love. Forgiveness healed our scars, resilience rebuilt our bonds, and dialogue brought us home. Like caregivers, we carry pain for love, and compassion lights the way. Love heals all wounds. Share your story. The sea mist clings to our Camden home, a weathered haven nestled against Maine's craggy shore. November's chill seeps through the windows, but inside the kitchen hums with Thanksgiving's promise. Pumpkin pie cools on the counter, its spice mingling with the tang of roasting turkey. The TV blares football cheers, a distant roar beneath the clatter of pots. And Calla Holt, 62. Stand alone, the weight of years heavy in my bones. My hands rough from years hauling nets tremble as I unfold an old letter I found tucked in Vesper's recipe book. Calla, you setting the table? Vesper's voice, warm but strained, calls from the dining room. I shove the letter into my pocket, heart thudding. Yeah, coming, I mutter, grabbing plates. The paper crinkles against my thigh, its words burned into me. I can't tell him yet. What's she hiding? My boots scuff the oak floor as I move each step heavier. The dining room glows, candles flickering on the table, but the warmth feels fragile, like it could shatter. Callista, our daughter. 35. Fusses with napkins, her nurse's hands precise but tense. Torin, 32. Our son slouches by the window, sketching the ocean, his eyes distant. For 60, arranges cranberry sauce, her smile tight. I watch them, my family, and a pang hits. When did we drift so far? Pass the gravy, Dad, Callista says, her nurse's eyes sharp, watching me too closely. I slide the bowl, the knife scrape loud as I carve turkey. Good turnout this year, I say, voice rough, trying to bridge the gap. My kids grown, feel miles away. Torin, sketching by the window, barely nods, his artist's hands restless. Vesper beside me arranges rolls, her smile tight, hiding something. I feel it not good enough, a trigger that stings. I've failed them, haven't I? Years at sea, chasing fish, not love. Kids joining us on Zoom, Vesper asks, her voice a lifeline. Trying. I grumble, fumbling my phone. The screen flickers, grandkids' faces blurry. Stupid phone, I mutter, and Callista's kids giggle a fleeting warmth. The call drops, and I slump, useless. Loneliness creeps in cold, as the November waves crashing outside. I'm here, but not really have I ever been. Torin, you eating? I ask, desperate for connection. Later, he mumbles, eyes on his sketch. My chest tightens. I'm losing him like I lost years. I carve another slice, the knife's rhythm a trigger, each cut echoing my doubts. Am I enough for them? I think the monologue a quiet storm. Family bonds are all I have, But they're fraying and I don't know why. Vesper touches my arm, her hand warm. It's a good day, Calla, she says, but her eyes flicker fear. I want to ask about the letter, but the words choke me. Dialogue could bridge this, but I'm scared of the truth. Callista's glance cuts through me sharp as a blade. You don't know what I've carried, Dad, she says, voice low, a cliffhanger that stops my breath. What does she mean? The table falls quiet, Forks. Still, the parades cheer, mocking us. I stare at my plate turkey untouched. Bombs feel fragile like ice on the harbor. The kitchen in our Camden home hums dishes clattering as the Thanksgiving feast lingers. Outside, waves crash against Maine's rocky shore, their roar matching the unease in my chest. The air smells of turkey and pie, but the warmth's fading. Football cheers spill from the TV, a hollow echo. Calla. Holt, 62, stand by the sink, scrubbing a pan, my fisherman's hands raw. Callista's words. You don't know what I've carried loop in my mind, sharp as a hook. Vesper hums softly, stacking plates, but her eyes dodge mine. Torrin's gone to his room, sketching, always sketching. The letter in my pocket feels heavier, a secret I can't shake. Callista, you helping? I call, voice gruff, hoping to break the ice. She strides in her nurse's scrubs, swapped for a sweater, but her face is tight. Sure, Dad, she says, grabbing a dish towel. Her movements are sharp, like she's cutting through more than just silence. I want to ask about her words, but the air's too thick. You've been quiet? I try setting the pan down. Water drips loud in the quiet. Quiet, she snaps, towel freezing mid-wipe. You missed my wedding, Dad. Years of you gone and you think I'm quiet. Her voice cracks, an emotional hook that guts me. The kitchen shrinks, walls closing in. I was working, I stammer, hands gripping the counter. The boats? Always the boats, she cuts in, eyes blazing. You weren't there, Dad. Not for me. She storms out the door, slamming a silent scene that leaves me rooted, heart pounding. Vesper pauses, her hands on a plate, but says nothing. The silence screams louder than the waves. I slump against the sink alone. Why is she so angry? I think the monologue a cold wave. Loneliness grips me, the kind that sinks deep, like when I'd watch the horizon, missing them. I wasn't enough, was I? Callista's pain mirrors my own, a father who drifted too far. Honesty could heal, but I don't know where to start. Calla, Vesper says softly, stepping closer. She's hurting. Give her time. Time. I mutter, voice breaking. I've given years, Vesper. What's left? Her hand brushes mine, but I pull away, the letter's weight pulling me under. Dialogue might clear this, but pride chokes me. I'm losing them and I don't know why. The pie sits uneaten crumbs scattered like my thoughts. I stare at the empty doorway, Callista's absence a wound. Truth stings but frees, and tonight it cuts deep. The dining room in our Camden, Maine home feels colder, candles flickering like dying stars. The Thanksgiving table, once warm with turkey and cranberry sauce, now holds only tension. Cold leftovers sit untouched, the scent of pie faint. Football murmurs from the TV, a distant cheer clashing with the silence. I, Calla Holt, 62, stand by the table, the letter in my pocket, a lead weight. Callista's anger from the kitchen, her wedding I missed, still burns. Vesper arranges dishes, her hands unsteady. Torrin slouches, sketching eyes avoiding mine. The sea's roar outside mirrors my churning gut. Callista, we need to talk, I say, voice rough, fisherman's grit barely holding. She strides in, eyes blazing. Talk now, you want to talk. Her nurse's precision slices through me. I'm trying, I plead, hands up. What did you mean, what you've carried? She freezes, then laughs, bitter. You really don't know, Dad. I saw it. The letter. Your affair. Her words hit like a rogue wave, the letter reveal crashing over me. The room spins. Vesper gasps. Torrin's pencil stops. Shock grips me, my breath gone. Callista knew. All these years, when I choke out stepping back, chair scraping. 10 years ago, she says, voice low. Found it in Mom's drawer. Kept it quiet to protect her. The twist lands Callista, not Vesper, carried this secret shielding her mother. My mind flashes back a rainy night, my grief after Dad's death. A mistake with a barmaid. I thought it was buried. You knew, Vesper whispers, her face pale, hands trembling. Callista nods, tears brimming. I didn't want you hurt, Mom. The table falls silent, a silent scene, candles casting shadows. I slump into a chair, hands shaking. Loneliness deepens my guilt, a chasm. I've isolated them, haven't I? Callista carried this alone. I think monologue heavy. My absence, my shame hurt her more than I knew. Truth's out, but it's raw bleeding. Dialogue started this, but where does it lead? I look at Vesper, her eyes unreadable. What else is she hiding? What else are you hiding? Vesper, I ask, voice breaking the cliffhanger sharp. The room holds its breath. The seas roar louder now. I reflect, truth's a painful path to forgiveness, but it's all I have. The parlor of our Camden home feels like a cage, its walls pressing in as the November night deepens. The sea's roar outside blends with the faint hum of a Thanksgiving playlist, but the warmth of turkey and pie has long faded. Leftover dishes clutter the counter, their cranberry stains a dull red. The TV's football game drones a mockery of cheer. I, Calla Holt, 62, pace by the hearth, my fisherman's boots heavy. Callista's bombshell, knowing my affair, still rings in my ears. Vesper's silence cuts deeper. What else is she hiding? The letter in my pocket is a ghost, haunting me with her words. I can't tell him yet. Vesper, we need to talk, I say, voice sharp, turning to her. She's clearing plates. Her librarian's hands faltering a dizzy sway she tries to hide. Calla, not now, she murmurs, eyes darting away. The subtext screams she's guarding something bigger. My fear spikes, a motif of fading smiles across her face. Not now, I snap, stepping closer. Callista knew about my mistake. And you, what are you keeping from me? My hands clench the air, thick with anger. Is she leaving? Sick. The thought twists my gut. Calla, please, she says, voice trembling, setting a plate down too hard. It clinks, a silent scene that freezes us. Her face pales and she grips the table, hiding another dizzy spell. The caregiving stress she buries mirrors the loneliness I feel, a chasm growing between us. Callista lingers by the door, watching her nurse's eyes narrow. Dad, let her be, she warns. But I can't stop. No, I need answers, I shout, my voice echoing. Torrin peeks in sketchpad, forgotten his silence, loud. Vesper's eyes meet mine, a flash of something guilt. My heart races. Is she slipping away for good? I think the monologue a cold tide. Loneliness drowns me. I've pushed them all away, haven't I? Dialogue could uncover this, but it's a blade I'm not ready to wield. You're hiding something worse, aren't you? I demand, the cliffhanger cutting through the room. Vesper's breath catches her hands shaking. The sea's roar grows louder, the playlist's cheer a cruel jest. I slump against the wall, staring at the cluttered counter. The fireplace in our Camden home crackles, casting a warm glow over the living room. Outside, November's chill bites and waves crash against Maine's rocky shore. Pumpkin spice candles flicker their scent, mingling with leftover turkey on the counter. The TV hums with a Thanksgiving playlist, soft and mournful. I, Calla Holt, 62, sit on the couch, my fisherman's hands restless. Vesper's deflection in the parlor, her dizzy spell, her silence gnaws at me. The letter's weight in my pocket feels like betrayal. But now the family gathers, and Vesper's trying to lighten the mood, her smile a fragile bridge. "You okay, Dad?" Callista's voice is sharp, like she's probing. "Fine," I say too quick. Her brow furrows, but she turns away. I set a plate down, fingers brushing the letter again. My mind churns. Is Vesper sick? Leaving. The thought twists my gut. I see her now, her graying hair catching the candlelight, and I'm back to our first Thanksgiving, her laugh filling this same room. What's changed? "Calla, help with the turkey," Vesper asks, softer now. I nod, moving to the kitchen, but my eyes linger on her. I can't tell him yet. The words echo a secret I don't understand. I carve a slice of pie for the kids, the knife scrape loud in my ears. Loneliness creeps in cold as the sea outside. Have I lost her? Lost them all. "Calla, zoom the grandkids," Vesper asks, her voice gentle, eyes pleading. I fumble my phone, the screen glowing. "Stupid phone," I grumble, and the kids' giggles burst through a sound as trigger that sparks laughter. Callista, 35, grins, her nurse's tension easing. Torin, 32, looks up from his sketch, chuckling. The emotional hook of their joy pulls us together, if only for a moment. I lean in, heart lifting, but the call drops, leaving silence. My failure stings, a tech struggle that mirrors my deeper flaws. "Let's talk after dinner," Calla Vesper says, touching my arm. "I promise." Her words offer hope, a lifeline I cling to. I nod, wanting to believe her, but her hand shakes, a caregiving subplot unnoticed by others. She's hiding a doctor's call, her fatigue buried to keep us whole. Loneliness fades briefly, the family's warmth a balm, but her tremor lingers in my mind. "Kids, you staying over?" I ask, voice rough, grasping for connection. Maybe Torin says, softer now, his sketchpad closed. Callista nods, her eyes less sharp. We share a laugh over the grandkids' antics. The room brighter. The sea's roar softens the playlist's melody, a quiet promise. Can we mend this? I think the monologue a flicker of light. Family's godly bonds are my anchor, but Vesper's secret, her shaky hand, clouds my hope. Dialogue's coming, but will it save us? "Vesper, you okay?" Callista asks. Catching her mother's pause. "Fine. Just tired." Vesper lies, her smile forced, a motif fading fast. I watch her heart sinking. Her hand shakes again, unnoticed by the others, a cliffhanger that chills me. What's she hiding now? The candles dim, the counter cluttered with pie crumbs. We're close, but so far. I reflect, heart heavy. Bonds can heal, but only if we face the truth. The fire pops, and I hold on to this moment, afraid it'll slip away. The playlist hums, and I pray we'll find our way. The fire in our Camden home's living room sputters its glow dim against the November night. Waves crash faintly outside, a restless pulse. The air carries pie crumbs and the faint buzz of radio ads for Black Friday, a hollow nod to Thanksgiving. I, Calla Holt, 62, sit by the hearth, my fisherman's hands clenched. Vesper's shaky hand in the last room, her hidden doctor's call haunts me. The letter's secret lingers, but now Torin, 32, slouches across from me, his sketchpad shut. The family's scattered, Callista in the kitchen, Vesper resting her fatigue, a silent burden. "Torin, we good?" I ask, voice rough, fishing for something solid. He looks up, eyes hard. "Good, Dad. I gave up on you years ago." His words hit like a gut punch, the main trigger, abandonment, crushing me. My breath stops, the silent scene heavy, as I freeze firelight flickering on his face. "You were never there," he adds, voice breaking. Fishing, always fishing. I needed a dad, not a ghost. The pain's raw, a wound I carved. I leaned forward, hands shaking. Torin I was providing. Providing, he cuts in voice rising. You left me to figure it out alone. School fights, dreams, you missed it all. His eyes glisten, and my heart cracks. I see him now, a boy waiting for me, dock empty. Loneliness piques my absence, a chasm between us. Vesper lingers by the door, her face pale, leaning on the frame. Caregiving stress, she hides her body, weary from secrets. Calla Torin. Please, she murmurs, but her voice fades, too tired to mend us. I'm sorry, I choke out, voice thick, standing to face him. My boots scuff the floor, each step heavy. I reach for a family photo on the mantel, a symbolic object of happier days, my fingers tracing their faces. I didn't know how to stay, I admit, tears burning. Torin softens just a fraction. Try now, Dad, he says quieter. Dialogue opens a crack, a hint of healing, but the wound's deep. How do I fix this? I think monologue a storm. I abandoned him, left them all to drift. Forgiveness starts within, but I'm drowning in guilt. How do I fix this? I whisper, the cliffhanger raw, staring at the photo. The radio hums, pie crumbs scatter the table, and Vesper's silence looms. Compassion redefines love, and tonight it shifts everything. The dining room in our Camden, Maine home bathes in dawn's pale light, the sea's roar, a faint murmur outside. Cold turkey and pie crumbs litter the table. Coffee brewing with a bitter tang. The TV's off its football cheers gone, leaving only the hum of a Thanksgiving playlist. I, Calla Holt, 62. Stand by the window, my fisherman's heart raw from Torin's confession. I abandoned him. Vesper, 60, sits at the table frail but resolute, her hands clasped. Callista and Torin hover nearby, their eyes heavy with worry. The letter's weight in my pocket feels like a lie, but Vesper's shaky hand last night hints at something worse. Vesper, what are you hiding? I ask, voice low, stepping toward her. She sighs, pulling a medical note from her pocket, a letter. Reveal that stops my breath. Calla, it's cancer, she says, voice steady but soft. Diagnosed last month. I hid it to spare you all. The twist lands like a thunderclap, not betrayal, but sacrifice. My knees buckle, shock flooding me. Cancer, not leaving but fighting alone. The room gasps, Callista's hand flying to her mouth. Torin's sketchpad slipping. Why didn't you tell me? I choke, sinking into a chair, hands trembling. Wanted us to have this holiday, Vesper says, eyes wet. You were already carrying so much. Her words cut her compassion, a mirror to my guilt. I flash back to her strength nights she sat up with sick kids, her quiet grace. She's been carrying this alone, her dizziness, a silent cry I missed. Mom, no, Callista whispers, tears streaming, rushing to hug her. Torin joins his arms tight around them. I watch frozen the action, a tide pulling me under. Loneliness ties to Vesper's burden, her silence a senior's struggle to shield loved ones. She's been fighting while I wallowed. I think monologue a wave of shame. Dialogues uniting us, but the truth's a heavy anchor. How long have you known, Callista asks, voice breaking the cliffhanger sharp. Vesper's eyes meet mine, a plea for strength. The coffee's steam curls the playlist's melody, a faint hope. Can I carry this with her? I reflect, heart heavy. Compassion's my guide, now redefining love. I reach for her hand, vowing to fight beside her, the sea's roar, a call to hold fast. Morning light spills into the study of our Camden home, dust motes, dancing in the sea's salty breeze. The November air carries the faint roar of waves and the aroma of brewing coffee, a U.S. Thanksgiving staple. NPR's holiday segment hums on the radio, a soft backdrop to the weight in my chest. Calla, 62, stand by a bookshelf, my fisherman's hands tracing old photos. Vesper's cancer revelation last night, her hidden fight, has cracked us open. Callista and Torin sit nearby, their faces weary, seeking answers. Vesper, frail, sips water quietly, taking medication, her caregiving burden, a silent strain. The letter in my pocket feels like a relic of my shame. "We need to understand, Dad." Callista says, her nurse's voice steady but raw. "Why'd you do it?" "The affair." Her words hook me, pulling me back to a rainy night 20 years ago. I close my eyes, the flashback, vivid, my father's death. The grief drowning me, a barmaid's fleeting comfort. It wasn't love, I say, voice rough, stepping toward them. Dad died, and I broke. I was lost. My boots scuff the floor, the action heavy as I set the photo down, a family smiling, a motif of regret. "You never told us," Torin says, his artist's eyes softening, no longer hard. "We thought you just didn't care." I wince, the sting of their pain sharp. I cared, I choke out, hands clenching. "But I didn't know how to stay. I ran to the boats, not you." The admission lands a climax of truth. Callista's tears fall. Torin nods their understanding, a fragile bridge. Vesper's hand brushes mine. Her touch a quiet anchor, though her medication bottle clinks a reminder of her fight. "You hurt us," Callista says, voice soft now, "but you were hurting too." I nod, throat tight, the dialogue knitting us closer. Loneliness ties to my past isolation, a senior's regret for years lost. They see me now, but is it enough? I think monologue, a tide of hope and fear. Empathy's healing us, but the scars remain. "Did I hurt you more than I knew?" I ask Torin, the cliffhanger, raw, my voice barely a whisper. The radio hums, coffee steams, and their eyes hold mine searching. The porch of our Camden home creaks under my boots, the sea breeze sharp with November's bite. Seagulls cry over Maine's rocky shore, their calls blending with the faint clatter of Thanksgiving leftovers in the kitchen. The fridge hums, stuffed with turkey and pie, a U.S. holiday echo. Calla. 62. Grip Vesper's wedding ring in my pocket. It's worn silver, a symbolic object of our vows. My fisherman's heart pounds after the study's truths, my affair born of grief, not malice. Callista and Torin's softening eyes linger, but Vesper's cancer fight weighs heaviest. I overheard her doctor's call earlier. Her voice strained, a caregiving burden she hides. "I've failed you all, I say," voice rough, facing Callista and Torin on the porch. The subtext cuts my guilt's a tide pulling me under. Callista, 35, shakes her head. "Dad, it's not just the affair," she says, her nurse's tone gentle but firm. "You were gone. Always gone." Torin nods, his artist's hands still. The twist hits my absence, not the affair scarred them most. The realization crashes a turn that shifts everything. Guilt floods me, the unacknowledged sacrifice of their childhoods, a weight I never saw. I thought I was providing. I choke, tears burning my hand, clenching the ring. The action anchors me as I step closer, boots scraping. A silent scene follows my pause. Heavy the seas roar loud in my ears. "I left you to grow up without me," I admit, voice breaking. "I'll change, I swear it." Torin's eyes meet mine, wet but hopeful. "Start now, Dad," he says, voice soft. Callista nods, a tear falling. Dialogue sparks determination, a vow to be present. Loneliness fades as connection stirs, a senior's longing for legacy answered. I've been blind to their pain. I think monologue a storm of resolve. My absence was the real betrayal, but I can rebuild. Can you forgive me? I plead the cliffhanger, raw, holding the ring out to Vesper, who's joined us, her face pale. She takes it, her hand trembling from her hidden fight. The seagulls fade, the kitchen's hum, a quiet promise. The dining room in our Camden home basks in noon's golden sun, the table strewn with pie crusts and cranberry stains, a U.S. Thanksgiving relic. Football cheers hum from the TV, a faint pulse against the sea's distant roar. I, Calla, Holt, 62, stand tall, my fisherman's frame tense. Vesper's cancer, my absence's scars, truths laid bare on the porch, demand more. Callista, 35, and Torin, 32. Face me, their eyes raw but open. Vesper sits her hands steady despite her fight. My heart pounds. It's time for honesty no matter the cost. We're not done, I say, voice gruff. No more secrets. What else are we hiding? Callista flinches, her nurse's calm cracking. Fine, Dad. I'm divorced. Been hiding it, scared you'd judge. Her confession, an emotional hook, stings her vulnerability, a mirror to my failures. Torin shifts his artist's hands, fidgeting. And I resented you, Dad, he admits, voice low. Thought you didn't care about my art, my life. Anger flares, then softens their truths, a tide washing over us. Why hide this, I ask, stepping closer. Boots heavy on the oak floor. The action grounds me, but the silence before their answers, a sound as trigger cuts deep. I try a Zoom call to the grandkids, fumbling the tech struggle, a brief spark of levity. Stupid phone, I mutter, and Callista's small smile breaks the tension. We were protecting ourselves, Vesper says, her voice soft, eyes wet. Like I hid my illness. Her hand grazes mine, a lifeline. I nod, tears burning. I left you all too long, I say, voice breaking. That's on me. Hugs follow, arms tight, a release that binds us. Dialogue resolves the conflict, clarity replacing anger.